Let's pay off your debt faster so you can have that money back in your pocket. I'm Ashley. I've taught hundreds of women how to pay off their debt and create budgets that fit into their lifestyles. So save this video for later. Go check out my bio. Either grab the debt payoff guide and calculators, or you can join the Budget Mastery Bootcamp, which has a whole module about debt demolition. Okay, let's get right into it. Also, before I start, this is a big Gelosity pen because I know somebody's gonna ask. Simply creating a debt payoff plan for yourself can greatly reduce the amount of time it's going to take for you to pay off your debt. Let me show you how. So say that we have these 4 debts here. These are the balances, so 500, 200, 1,000, and 3,000. These are the minimum payments. What most people do is that they just pay their minimum payments every month and then they go about their month. They don't do anything extra. They might throw a couple extra dollars here or there on one of these debts, but they don't have a plan, so they're just paying their minimum payments. And with the interest rates on these, it's going to take you possibly years to pay off these debts. There are 2 types of plans you can make for yourself. It depends on your situation and your preferences. The first is the snowball method, which lists your debts from the smallest to largest balance, meaning you would put these in order from smallest to largest. And then you have the avalanche method, which would be putting your debts in order from largest to smallest APR or interest rate. I did not write interest rates here, but essentially you would put them in order from largest to smallest interest rate. So for the snowball, this is what that would look like. We have debt 2, debt 1, debt 3, and debt 4 listed in order from smallest to largest balance. And then what you would do is you put any extra money that you can towards this first debt while also paying the minimums on all the others as well. Once you get this one paid off, this minimum payment rolls over to the next debt in line, plus any extra money that you were throwing at this. So say you were putting an extra $50 a month towards debt 2. Once it's paid off, you would take the $15 plus the $50 extra per month you were paying, and you roll it over into debt number 1. Then once that second debt is paid off, you would take both of these minimum payments plus the monthly extra you're paying and roll that over to the next debt, so on and so forth down the line. So by the time you start getting down here, you have all the minimum payments you're still making, but you're putting them all towards the last debt. For the avalanche method, I added some interest rates so that you could see what I'm talking about. So we would put them in order from largest to smallest interest rate. In this case, it's debt 4, 2, 3, and 1. And the same thing applies. So you are making the monthly minimum payments on all of the debts. You're throwing any extra money you can at the first one in line. Once this one is paid off, you take all the extra you were paying plus this minimum payment and you roll it over into this next one. Now, mind you, you still are making minimum payments on the debts that are not paid off. It's just that the minimums from the ones that are being paid off are being rolled to the next one. In this example, the largest debt has the largest interest rate, and so it would be a good idea to knock this one out first. That way, you are not accruing a lot of interest on this $3,000 since it's 30% interest. The avalanche method may take a little longer. It depends on the order of things, but it will save you some money in interest over the long term. The only drawback is that if your largest debt is the one with the highest interest, it might take you a little bit longer to get a win per se. Whereas if you were doing the snowball method, you're going to get that first win pretty quickly because your first debt is the lowest one, in this case, $200. So it might only take 1 month for you to pay this one off, and then you get that quick win. No matter which method you choose, it's going to save you a lot of time and money on your debt payoff rather than just paying off the minimum payments for months and months and months until you finally pay off all your debts. If you're serious about paying off your debt, you're going to want to create a budget so that you can allocate extra money to your debt payoff every single month. You'll have it as a line item in your budget so that you do not fall off the rails and so that you get your debt paid off as quickly as possible. I will put a caveat in there. I would recommend you have at least $1,000 saved for your emergency fund before you start throwing all your extra money at your debt. That way you have money set to the side for unexpected expenses that come up and you won't go back into debt trying to pay off your debt. Go to my page. I have a ton of videos about how to create a budget for yourself, or join the Budget Mastery Bootcamp, and I will show you how to create a budget that fits in your lifestyle and how to put your debt payoff payments into your budget. And the last part I want to tell you is that you need to address your mindset while you're paying off your debt, or else what's going to happen is that you're going to pay off all of your debt, you're going to feel great, and then a month or 2 later, you're going to start going back into debt, and you're going to fall into that same trap because you have not addressed the root cause of why you are going into debt, aside from not budgeting and, needing extra money, but your mindset plays a role in that too. And you need to make it non-negotiable for yourself that you're not going to go back into debt. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And like I said, go grab the debt payoff guide if you want to do this yourself with the calculators that auto-calculate, or go join the Budget Mastery Bootcamp if you want to be walked through the process by me. You got this.